Hi guys, it's Floz. As you can see from the box, I received a parcel from PIP and CHIP. I was literally setting everything up before I realized maybe I should have done a video of like a first impression. Anyways, I've actually opened almost everything. So there's the box. And everything was firstly wrapped in bubble wrap. 2 bubble wraps, actually. And then the inner layer was this cardboard. And as you can see, I've got 4 IKEA boxes. So you know I've got the floss chips. And don't mind the mess, it's very messy here. Now then, after that, it has 3 boxes. So there's a box of the clips, and then, oh sorry, I think that's 4 boxes. So there's a box of the clip, 2 boxes of the floss chips, and 1 box of the actual foam stand thing. Everything is pretty easy to set up. I got the, what is it called? The cheaper version of the IKEA boxes, the Tiana, not the Kvarnvik. Kvarnvik. Not that one, because in Australia, the Kvarnvik is $35 each, but the Tiana is only $10 each. And they're both made of cardboard, so I don't want to pay that much money. And I've got Rocket there. Anyways, so for each box, you have 10 clips for 1 box, and I'm gonna remove it. As you can see, to set it up, you need to flip it over to make sure the wood side is up, and each clip just has 1 slot. You literally slot it in. I don't think I can do this one-handed though. Oh, hello Rex. So you have this groove to slot it in. So far, everything slots in pretty well. See? So it just sits in there. There's only 1 clip that would just fall out because I think the hole is too big. Can I do this one-handed? I don't know. Oh, I did. Okay, it's in. That's pretty tight. I guess, yeah, everything is pretty straightforward. The only thing that might be a bit annoying is to make sure all the clips are clicked in. It needs a bit of work, so you might have to warp the side of the cardboard boxes a little, and that can take, you know, up to a minute of just adjusting everything. And after that's set up, I have 1 box already, and that's the, so these are all empty for now. I wanted to make sure all the clips are in. And the clips come in 2 boxes. So box 1, box 2, and obviously box 1 will be half full because I've already done some. And it's all properly numbered and placed in order. And you literally just pop them in. So yeah, I have received this big parcel. When did I place an order? I placed an order on 26th of August, and on the website it says, I think you need to give them maybe 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks to ship it. And they shipped it maybe a week and a half ago, and they said normally with DHS it's 1 to 2 weeks shipping time. And yeah, I got it today, which is pretty cool. I think they dispatched it 6th of September, and today is not even 13th. Today is 12th, I think. 12th or 11th. Today is 11th of September, Sunday. So yeah, it's like a week. That is pretty amazing. I'm actually quite impressed. So yeah, like the quality is great. It's really good. And I like the whole design, the ingenuity of it. Everything just makes sense. The only thing is the IKEA boxes are a bit shabby, but even you get the more expensive version, it's gonna look quite similar. Maybe slightly fancier, but you know, the overall material is the same. It's still cardboard. So far, that's pretty much it. I am quite happy with the purchase. The only thing is it's not cheap. It was possibly 385 Australian dollars to get this set, and $40 for the boxes, for 4 boxes. And what else? Shipping was massive. Shipping was slightly more than $100, I think. Maybe $102. So that's pretty much like the most painful part of it all. And I will use the next half an hour or so to set everything up, and maybe I'll talk to you later once I have some threads on. I have now loaded all the floss chips in their place, and there are still a few slots left. So each column has 21 and each box has 6 columns, so you have a 126 slots each box. And if you can see, the numbers aren't exactly one after the other because DMC has a lot of discontinued colors. I was thinking maybe if you have a lot of like the old stock, you've been collecting threads for a while, you might have to get the blank floss chips and write down the numbers with a permanent marker manually. And then I was pleasantly surprised about this. So these are the extras. You have extra white ecru B5200 310 and all these blank ones. So how many of the blank ones? Maybe like less than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think exactly 10 blank ones. And I do have some of the secondhand flosses that I bought from other people, and some of the colors are out of stock. So that will come in very handy. The only thing is then you might run out of space. So yeah, they look pretty cool. One thing to consider, I don't think anyone's had them for too long to comment on that, but see each floss chip has this colored bit. I wonder if you keep rubbing, like keep picking them up and putting them down there, whether the colored bit will be rubbed off, or how long, or whether it will be rubbed off, and if it does, how long it would take to rub off. And if they do rub off, whether there's an option in the future to just buy selected ones. So that could be something to think about, eh? But yeah, it is looking pretty cool so far. So each floss chip is very well made. When I was slotting everything in, I've only had one that had, I guess, the hollowed bit not quite hollow, so the plastic fell out. I don't know where it is. It's in one of these boxes. But the other ones had no problem. It was very well presented. And like you saw before, I decided to use this box that was originally for all the clips to keep the extra floss chips and these foamy end bits, because JP sometimes would sell or swap the miniatures with other people, and it will be nice to have something to like cushion the very fragile bits. And these are like nice foams. So, that's pretty much the end of my first impression before I load my small collection of threads on there. Okay, just loading the threads from my Annie's Keepers onto these floss drops? No, floss clips? Floss chips. Jeez. And I have to say, it is really nice to have the colors here. So it takes the guessing work out of the whole process. And if I did load the color wrong, you would know straight away. So for example, 319 here, 319 here. In real life, they pretty much look identical. Yeah. And as you can see, the length of the threads are different because before I had this instrument that JP used to measure his like miniature base, I was literally just using my arm to cut the thread, so the thread's like ultra long. And then after I started using that instrument, the thread length became very universal, like predictable length. And I think some of these, yeah, as you can see, most of it is really empty. I think that's, sorry, that's like the normal length. Yeah, that's the normal length. And I want to show you with this normal length, if I pop it in there. Oh, it's a bit hard. And it sits in there. Can you see where it's pretty much just touching the bottom of the box, or like just above it. But with those long ones, if I can find one. Maybe this one. That one's quite long. Yeah, with these long ones, if I pop them in, sits there. It's literally like kind of tangled at the bottom. So that's something you need to be aware of. And I'll pop it back in. Jeez. It is very hard to do things one-handed sometimes. So it's nice to have two hands. Back, pop it back. So one good thing about keeping your thread long is it's very easy to put another skein in here. And if your length is a bit shorter like this one, might be a bit hard to put in another one. I guess you can really squeeze it on the side and put in another one, but it'll be very bulky. It's a bit chock block, I guess, in Aussie way. So yep, I will try to load a few more, and maybe I'll check back in afterwards. Morning. This is the next day. I was hoping to complete sorting out all the threads yesterday, but it didn't happen. So this clip has to be made before I go to work. I still haven't quite finished sorting all the threads, even though technically I don't have that many. But I just want to show you a few things. So, this is 2 skeins. So I'm just trying to show you can fit 2 skeins in there. It's just making sure all the threads going into the hole so that the chip can fit into the slot is slightly more tricky. And there's another. No, I thought there's another. Oh yeah, there's another example of fitting 2 skeins there. Also, as you can see, I don't actually have an IKEA cabinet or whatever storage unit, so this size does not fit in here. I mean, if you don't mind them sitting on the surface, like on the top of your storage unit, it'll be okay, but I might have to get an IKEA one because the box itself is quite tall and rather wide, so if you do have any other brands of the storage unit, it might not work. So that's more like an FYI. And that's pretty much the end of the video, I guess. Overall, it's very pleasant to have this storage unit. The setup is very easy. They do give you a very, not detailed, but it's pretty clear instruction on how to set everything up. The storage boxes themselves are, you know, cardboard. There's not much quality to it. You might get a crooked one if the packaging digs into the cardboard a little, but that's not Pip and Chip's fault. What else? It is very nice to be able to just check the numbers you got previously match the color. That was handy, and each chip was very well made. And now they also have, I think, the bobbins for other brands as well. Maybe floss chips too, I'm not sure. I'm assuming they'll just keep adding more products if there are more needs for them. And yeah, overall I'm quite happy. Unfortunately, the shipping is very expensive to Australia, but what can you do? It is what it is. Do you have Pip and Chip floss chips? Do you like them? Do you have any ideas whether you want to get them? Yeah, comment below. You can also let other people that might watch this video know your experience with it. And that's the end of my first impression of my Pip and Chip floss chip organization system. Sorry, it's a very mouthful title or whatever. Anyways, I need to get ready for work. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!